Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and we're here today with Timothy Parks. And what we're going to talk about with Timothy, besides his journey in business and real estate and what he's currently doing, is we're going to talk about, kind of his thoughts on affordable housing, especially with the way kind of the economy and the market is today. Remember, guys, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business. And we do that by providing the tools and the resources to help scale the business they want to get to, which in turn helps them live the life that they want to live. So, Tim, man, welcome to our show.
Thanks, John, for having me.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on here. Look forward to talking about your thoughts on affordable housing. And I know that's been a big topic in a lot of different real estate circles. But before we get into all that, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about you, your background in, business and real estate, and what brought you to today?
All right, great. Well, my name's Timothy Parks. I came to Florida from Iowa about 30 years ago. And so I got started in construction, just being a curious kid, whatever. But my mother came home from work one day and said, "We're going to remodel the house." So I was like, okay, and jumped in and started knocking plaster and lath off walls in an old Victorian house, and redid the floors, walls, insulation, you name it. Helped the guy that came and installed some wiring, helped the guy that did some plumbing, helped the guys put on the roof, and so I just picked up knowledge. But I was a really curious kid, so I asked tons and tons of questions, and I actually got ran off a lot because I didn't want to answer my question.
Right.
That brought me to where I'm at today, and so I'm thankful for that. But I've been in Florida for about 30 years, and I currently have a builder's license, a roofing license, and a home inspector's license. So we've worked a lot with property managers and real estate investors, home flippers, some wholesaling people, got a little experience with that. And then there's quite a few realtors that'll call us. They're having a home that they need to sell, and there's a list of items that need to be fixed for the buyer, or even we get into some pre-sale inspections. But here in Florida and nationwide, I would say it's the same, that the market for affordable housing is gone. There's no way that this younger generation is going to be able to make those types of payments and pay that interest rate.
Right. Yeah. No, we'll definitely get into all that. But if you ever watched any of my podcasts, I like to go backwards a little bit. Okay. So you were redoing this Victoria house. How old were you when you were doing that type of stuff? Like, when did you start?
Oh, 12 years old. Guy came to, go ahead.
Oh, no. So you did that for how many years? Did you go into your own construction right out of high school?
Like I said, I asked a lot of questions. So a guy showed up to put some outlets in the basement, old limestone basement walls. And so I watched him bend the conduit, pull the wires, do all that stuff. And I just asked him questions like, with the gold screw was the black or the, wire that had the power to it. The white one went to the silver screw. The Blair one went to the green screw, the ground wire, green coated wire went to the green. So that's how I sort of learned, the basics. And then I just went and experimented on my own.
Mhm.
But it was my mom, that really brought me into that. And then probably about 17 is when I just stepped away from my stepfather and I said, I'm going to do all the heavy stuff, concrete, roofing, anything, because he was 58 and he had,
Mhm.
amassed a real estate empire of his own. So he didn't need to work, but he kept himself busy that way.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
All right. So you branched out on your own. You did your own thing. What were some of the struggles that you ran into when you kind of started doing this all on your own?
Young and dumb, but just like, very ambitious. So I made a lot of mistakes, lost a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it was I wouldn't want to change it. It was very good. I had to talk myself into a lot of situations that I wasn't necessarily completely sure of how to complete some of these projects that I started, but
Mm.
I asked a lot of questions and I was diligent, so it was
Okay.
good.
And did you start your business prior to moving down to Florida?
Yeah, I started my first business. It was I think it was Carl Giese and Sons. That's when I was working with my stepfather, and then when I branched off from him, I started my own Parks Enterprises
Okay.
Incorporated, and bought a duplex probably about age 20. Started collecting rent.
Nice. Okay. Did you like being a landlord?
Nope. I lived
Why not?
upstairs. Yeah, I got up at 5:30 in the morning, and those guys wanted to be up till late at night, and it didn't work.
Mm.
So that was a bit of a struggle.
Okay. All right. So as you move from Iowa down to Florida, I mean, obviously we have different weather. Did any of that stuff factor into, you had to kind of pivot in some of your business at all, or maybe just it's different product, or what kind of challenges for that move did you run into?
I think the biggest challenge of the move was expectations. I had went back to college and took a bunch of business classes and had this um, expectation of making like $1,000 a week, 30 years ago in Florida. And,
Mm.
they wanted to give me 10 to 15 bucks an hour. And I was like, what? But, yeah, it was tough, man. It was really tough. But I sucked it up, started framing houses, got some experience there, called my buddies that had been doing framing for years. I had a bunch of crews. They came to a couple of job sites, showed me some pointers on how to lay out and do this and deal with the trusses. And we're off to the races, man. It was a great experience. It was 2002, I believe, when I got my builder's license. Yep. And then shortly after that, I started studying for the roofing one. I think I got the roofing one at Hurricane Charlie. It was like 2004, 2005. So it's been a journey.
As you kept going and you started adding other verticals, like you're getting these other licenses, I mean, mindset wise, like what was some of the tools or some of the things that you used to kind of help keep you focused on your growth?
Back then, oof, man, because Word and a notepad And when I was on a job site, take a bunch of notes and then come home and spend an hour every night updating them. There really wasn't much out there. There was some programs like Timberline, I think, was one of them early construction software programs, but it was like the Wild West. And so I just it was Word, and then I thought about Microsoft came out with that handheld PDA thing, and I was all up in arms thinking that would be great, but none of that really worked. It was just handwritten notes, but I got a great memory too, so that was probably the best thing. That's what I relied on the most, I would say, was my memory.
And so, what does your business look like now? I mean, you're in Florida. Is that your main area of business? Do you do business elsewhere?
Yeah, we focus on Central Florida at the moment. The last few years since 2020, I would say it's probably been the landscape and the marketing scene has really changed massively. And there's everybody and their mother's a expert, and all over Facebook, and that market is so crowded. And then it's hard to find a good lead source. And then Google's completely revamped, their pay to play system. I think they got 4 different options at the top of the page. So even if you do rank in the top 10 with them, you're, way at the bottom of the page. So it's been really tough. So what I've done is basically looked at everything and
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
using AI and with the employees to build out, the pages and stuff, and try to respond to the market as it unfolds, like hurricane season. You know what I mean? If we get a weather alert, we attempt to put stuff out, you know what I mean, beforehand, not after the disaster. So marketing, I would say, is probably, and now with Trump in office, and I'm not saying bad, good. I'm not going to discuss politics or whatever, but that has changed the labor pool here in Florida and across the nation. So, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's going to drive the price up for the man that's, wearing the tool belt and swinging the hammer. But that price increase is actually going to get, pushed to the consumer, which is unfortunate. And I really don't see how all these raw materials and natural resources and, just multiplied, you know what I mean, as far as cost to get them out of the ground anymore. It's tough.
For sure. Let's talk a little bit about what our topic was, the affordable housing piece, right?
Correct.
Give me your take on it. Give me what you think needs to happen, where you think things are going.
Well, they've said it out loud. I mean, they want everybody to be a nation of renters, and I think that's it's quite the opposite of what needs to be proliferated out there. So I'll be honest with you. The first, I mentioned the duplex that I bought when I was age 20. That was $12,000, man. And you can't even touch a trailer, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about a towable trailer like to go camping in for 12 grand. So
yeah, it's true.
It's just insane. You can't even get an acre of land anywhere in Florida, I would say, for $12,000. It's tillable. So the affordable housing thing, I think, is a crisis that people aren't really putting out there. Boxable has been at the front line, I think, of that, and there's a couple other competitors that have joined the mix. So I'm more than certain that there's going to be a huge demand, for something affordable. And my calculations, at $15 an hour, that that $175,000 to $200,000 is still pushing someone's budget to even qualify for something like that without going through, some FHA or some other, government-backed program.
Right.
But the good thing is, you know what I mean, with Boxable's answer, and I'm not plugging Boxable by any means, but I'm just using their model as a reference. You know, those units I believe are under 100 grand, 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
So if you can get,
I think I saw that.
yeah, so let's say $30,000 for an acre in the area I'm in, you know, impact fees, so on and so forth. You might be well, you know, sewer, water, power, depends on how that has to get there. I mean, you might have 60 to $80,000 in the infrastructure to set it on a pad, which, you know, comes to, like I said, you know, $180,000. But they do sell a cheaper model. It's like 400 square feet. And I think those are 50 to 60 grand. So I think that's going to be a very viable option for people. But you know, the flip side to that is the municipalities and the counties have restrictions on
Right.
the size of the units. So, you know, their first offering was like 400 square feet, the casita.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So that didn't make it for what the municipalities here in Florida, some of them upgraded to. And so now some of them brought it down to 750 square feet. So that's, and so because I believe that they have a model now that meets that minimum. So I think it's going to be a
Awesome.
really great thing, you know. And I was thinking that it'd be even better if to set up a, you know, a tiny home community with maybe like a garden, you know, community garden, so people could actually get back to what's best, you know what I mean, and eating something that comes from the garden rather than a bunch of processed food.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that would be probably the biggest hurdle with something stuff like that is just the municipalities and the legislation and whatnot. So, do you have a plan to build some of these? I mean, is this kind of like your goal where you're looking for land, you're looking to do all this?
Yeah, and if anybody watches this and has some land that they're willing to, you know, develop or put forth for something like this, you know, I have a plan, but, you know, again, funds, money, you know, we've looked into USDA to for infrastructure, you know, different other options that the government for affordable housing programs they have. So yeah, but definitely looking for the land now. But
Okay. Well, if there's anybody listening to this that they want to get a hold of you, they want to reach out and talk, or something resonated with you, or they like your idea, how do they get in touch with you?
they can go to the website, tproco.com, or they can call 689 600 1183. Again, that's 689 600 1183. And the website
Perfect.
again is tproco.com.
And then just remind our audience, what are all the services that you provide?
We're, I wouldn't call it general contractor, but roofing, building, and home inspection. We're not into the electrical or HVAC or plumbing. You know, we do some maintenance stuff with property managers, but we don't, you know, pull new lines or circuits or put in fuse boxes. You know, we don't dig up the floor and bust up pipes for plumbing and HVAC. Well, you have to have a license for that,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
right, right.
And in HVAC, you know, we have gauges, we can check some things, but we don't, you know, we don't really mess with that portion.
Okay. Well,
Not yet.
cool. And we'll put all your contact information in the show notes. Tim, I appreciate you coming out and sharing this information, guys. If if you're in the Tim's area, or maybe you want to, you have some land, reach out, connect with them, and see what kind of business you do. Tim, thanks again for your time here, and guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thank Thank you, John.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.